Hey guys, I'm DJ Av, and yet again I'm back with another video, and we're going to be talking about gear. So smash that like button if you like talking about new gear. And this is not necessarily new, as it is very helpful for people that are in the Windows 10 world who have dealt with older MIDI keyboards that do not work properly. And this is the Korg Taktile 25, by the way, and it is fantastic. There are many good things and bad things I could say about this keyboard, and I'll get into them immediately. But the Korg Taktile comes in two different versions in terms of key size, and that is the 25, and the 49 key. And the 49 key has a little bit of a little extra. You get 16 pads instead of 8 pads, and then you get little small parameter knobs on top of your fader knobs. But however, they are kind of similar in many ways. So, but anyways, you got your regular mod wheel, which is cool. And that's typical. And same thing with the pitch wheel. Then you got where you can move your octaves up. You start off, if I'm pressing C5, and I go up, and that's C6. So, going from there, that's cool. As you can see, that has a transport, which is very useful in that it actually works, give or take, that I will show you a trick or two, and which you will learn in this video. So, pressing play, stop, pressing record, awesome. Where does it take a major L in versus the Impact 25 that I reviewed on here by Nectar? Is that it's not fully FL Studio integratable, and much so if I go right here to this button right here from loop to play, as you can see, it's only switching, which is fine with me. It's pretty cool that it does do that there, but it's not where I want it to be, that it switches the quantizing options in FL Studio. The fader knobs, if we're going to talk about it in terms of FL Studio, they don't work 100% off the rip. You do have to assign it via using the tools, which is like right here, your tools, and then you go into last tweaked, and then, you'll tweak something right here. Maybe you want to assign this fader right here to that fader right there, just give or take, and you just go to link to controller, which kind of sucks. But other than that, other good things about this keyboard that I really like is the fact that these actually do work, where you can actually assign solo or mute and record via the mixer. Give or take that you had to take a few L's there. The other thing that is great about it is that it has kind of like the chaos trackpad right here, where you could do many of assortment of things, which I will have to pull up, a VST or of such, and show you. And you can mess with this trackpad. It also works as a regular trackpad. So you can actually get a nice full workflow right here. As you can see, I'm touching the trackpad as I sit in trackpad mode right here, this trackpad mode. And as you can see, it works. It's a little bit, it's not as responsive as it could be if I was to mess with this guy right here. As you can see, this is a much more responsive take. But it works. And then this is left click, right click in that particular mode. Now I'm in controller mode. There's also touch scale, where you can actually, pull. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a simple little VST here. Of course, I'm gonna pull up Dune 2, guys. Of course. And if I go into touch scale, which is cool. I mean, this is very good for performances. So if you're working, which it brings me to this, when I go back in the control mode and go Oops, messed it up a little bit. Exit. When I go into control mode, it has like a little LED screen right here, which I'm touching on, which we can't get in there. I'm trying to get in there, and it's set to Cubase right now, which I think Cubase is the best setting using FL Studio. And then I'll get into the actual options and stuff that you have to set it up. But you know, you can scroll through there. You know, you have DP, which I cannot think of off the top of my head what DAW that is, and GarageBand, Live, Logic, Pro Tools, Sonar, and then you got basic MIDI setup, which is a pain because if you even look into the structure manual, you'll barely accomplish anything in that field. I'm talking more about the pads. The pads do light up. And that's cool. Aesthetically, you know, that is awesome. And the pads feel real good, I mind you. And if we're going to talk about more about feel, this has a nice little weight to it versus the other MIDI keyboard that I reviewed. Doesn't feel like if I dropped it once, it'd be done for the rest of his lifetime, which is fine. However, my immediate grudge with this particular MIDI keyboard is the fact that why on earth is it mapped to C2, D2, F2, A2, G, C, D. You know, it doesn't help for that matter. Now it could be a thing that I just don't know that, you know, you can actually remap those. However, you know, I think if it started off on C5, that would have been much better. Once again, it has MIDI, so, you know, being able to control these guys over here, you know, within this keyboard, as soon as I just turn it on, just plug in and play, great, fantastic. And there's other features in which I'm gonna select. I'm gonna be a little bit more strategic here and select. Here, let me see. No, I don't want that. Matter of fact, go into Sound Banks Factory. Let's go into keys. We're gonna go into keys. All right, now we have an organ. But, you know, going into there, you have regular features here, but you have also ARP. And boy, when I tell you ARP is awesome, it's awesome. You know, you can select it. You can actually set it any way you want the ARP to be triggered, you know. ARP type, set it random. But yeah, it triggers or whatnot, which I haven't played with, obviously, enough. And then there's a little bit more to go by, which is cool as heck. It's just chord mode, which does not affect the keys, which why in the world would you have a chord scale that only works with the 8 pads? But nonetheless, that is awesome because, you know, once you record within your DAW, it records the MIDI as such. So that is awesome. You know, you got chord variations so that you can go through. Chord variation 1, get up to 8. And you have to keep your finger down. You know, that's the only thing. That's my, you know, gear grinding thing about that is that it does that. So, moving a little forward here, as we get right back into it. Oh, never mind. So you can select 2 pad banks that work with. I was about to say, that's awesome. Okay, woo. Woo! Just learned that, and I've had this for 2 weeks. So you can set the pad banks to correspond with what you want to do. Now I'm going back into arpeggiator mode, and you have to slide. Okay, so this is chord progressed type. That's cool. That's fine. Well, with the way you have to set that. Okay, so now we're gonna go. I'm gonna shrinky dinky down this, and we're gonna actually shrinky dinky this down a little bit, and we're gonna actually talk about something else here. And this is more or less the help the guys out who do want to purchase this, because I do think it's worth the $100, and that's actually a banging price, a banging price. So you have to go into MIDI settings. When you first get this, you got to go into MIDI settings, and you know, as you can see, you have your MIDI out 2, MIDI out 3, Taktile 25. Make sure that you send to master sync. Sending to master sync helps the internal clock of, or the external clock of the Korg sync with the internal clock of FL Studio. Wow. And then also, if you are running, like per se, you're running these guys right here, go ahead and set that to port 1. You know, it won't affect anything else, but it will keep, you know, if you're using the arpeggiators or whatever, much more quantized than it would be if you did not. But this port setting is for basically your sound rack, sound modules, or whatever, for when you use MIDI out. And I have a video on that, so go happy searching for that. But I do have one. Now that we're actually in there, I'm gonna go ahead and slide this over a little bit so y'all can actually see. When you set this up, you know, of course you have to enable. Keep the Taktile 25 at a generic controller. Now, and then on top of that, when you see these two MIDI ends for the Korg Taktile, set them to the Mackie controller control universal. That way you will be able to use the transport. And you know, that's how you do it. You look and search. Also, guess what else I found? I found that Machine Micro and Machine actually work full. They are fully coded for FL Studio. So yeah. Anyways, so make sure that you have those, you know, them on, because they won't function. Your MIDI keyboards won't function anyways if you don't. So, you know, that's how you set it up so that you can get, you know, maximum functionality out of it. You know, go to another. I would like one thing. I wonder, and perhaps it could do that, and I haven't seen a video on it. Obviously, is I wonder if you can mess with the BPM within the ARPs that are internally inside of the Korg Taktile and turning the BPM down in there versus going in here. There are ways you can, you know, fiddle with this, you know, via gross beat, but you know, perhaps you don't want to do. Everybody wants to do that, but that is just hoping there. So if you like this video, give it a like. You know, if you have any comments, please leave a comment, man. You know, I really do like doing videos like this and reviews like this, because I do think these are this keyboard is very good for what it's worth. You know, it's already 2 weeks and it's already a little dusty. You know, a little dusty is being nice, but yeah, it has some pretty cool features, you know, that are necessary, that aren't necessary for you to make music, but help enhance your music in terms of your creativity, being beat block and all kinds of other things, as well as workflow. So, you know, for that, I can give this a recommendation. And you know, I'm thinking about getting the Triton version of the 25 key, just to have the extra sounds, just in case it's not like my baby right here. But yeah. But yeah, that's about it though. You know, check out my other reviews. They're in my playlist, you know, VST reviews and overviews. It'll be soon called reviews. So yeah. I'm DJ Av, and y'all have a great day.